Hey guys, welcome back to Human No Resource. We're doing episode 13, the weddings, okay?
My emotions. You guys, I'm afraid if I can't get through this review.
God, it's been a long journey.
We left off on a cliffhanger in episode 12 with Ben and Sarah at the altar.
Okay, so Ben is standing facing Sarah. So the officiant reads the ceremonial script and turns to Sarah and asks her, "Do you want to take Ben as your husband?" Now, she says, "No."
Excuse me?
Yes, no.
What did you say, Sarah?
Now, this is the part that kind of surprises me. Is what she says after. She says, "But I love you so much, but I always wanted to be with a partner that was on the same wavelength as me." And she says, "And I care about you." He says, "I care about you too, and I want to stay with you and grow our relationship if you let me." She says, well, hold down, partner.
Say it in her tone, Okay, wait a second. We're going to talk about it soon.
You said it exactly. Come on. If you had concern, if he wasn't on your same wavelength, why did you not cut that relationship in the beginning?
Guys, after that, I went back into my notes because if you guys been following our journey with this review of Love is Blind season 8, you would know I was so certain Ben was a Love is Blind student. I'm like, this guy's trying to be the perfect man, okay, to say the right things and then say no at the altar and then dip out and cash his earnings. But the way Sarah came out of nowhere, I'm like, no, gotta look back at my notes and see she was playing a game.
I think if you saw episode 12, you kind of saw the answer. Now, the whole time she was like, "I love him." But there was no twinkle in her eyes.
Hear me out. When she said no, the way her sister smirked.
Yeah.
And after her sister's little smirk, Sarah then took her dress, left the altar, went into the car with her mom and her sister, and she starts saying, "The connection is real between me and Ben, but these values that I hold close to my heart, my mind was telling me no." And then she looked at her sister right after she said, "I hope I made the right decision." So my conclusion about Sarah, because I was completely bamboozled by her.
Okay.
All along, you could have done what Dave did. Dave had issues that were bothering him so much with what's that girl's name? I totally forgot, I lost her name.
Lauren?
Yes. And he dragged it to the point where we were begging him to leave the show. We get it, leave. Honey, Sarah, these political issues
We get it, but come on, you're being fake.
And we get what the issues are. Leave. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Laura, you have these political issues, okay? You have social issues with him. You have this religious issues with him. That never changed your issues. They were always there. So why did you drag them all the way to the altar?
She thought love would prevail.
No, because she even said, right after she said no to him, she said, you can't really mold somebody or change somebody at the end of the day. That's who they are.
But she loves him.
Then why did you give everybody false hope? And that to me shows that you're very deceitful, okay?
Or she wants to get the money.
And that's why confidently I can say that, Sarah, you will forever remain under the mentorship of your sister.
Okay, and her girlfriend.
And her sister, and exactly that woman too, right? Because even when you think about it, that's why I give props to Monica. Her and her sister didn't get along, but I commend her on having her own opinions about her relationship, original thoughts. She's doing her own thing.
She's very transparent.
Yeah, but for Sarah, even the time where she's supposed to grieve and maybe express more about how she's feeling, she said, "Oh, by the way, I watched one of Ben's preacher sermons, and it's traditional." If I was Sarah's mom, I would have been like, "Babes, I'm still religious in your life.
I still believe in Jesus."
Yeah. I ain't no problem in your life. So what's going on here?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The whole time I'm like, huh. And then she brought up the Black Lives Matter. Listen, there's a lot of challenges, racial issues, police brutality, religious challenges. I get it. Social challenges. We all get it. These challenges exist. However, Ben did say he is willing to grow with you. Okay, he seemed very open-minded. But when it really comes down to the go, you said no. So you're not ready for it, okay?
But
and I believe it's stemming from her sister and her partner. Sorry.
Now, do you think because she felt like that Ben was holding back a little bit?
No.
Like his true personality, his real emotions. I saw a snippet of Ben's personality or his emotions when they were outside. He's like tired, exhausted, and he's like, "Girl, I can't continue having this conversation. Let me be in my feelings. Let me have a moment to myself. But I love you."
Yeah.
I thought we saw a little bit of Ben.
No,
but
he
the whole
said,
time
"I'm tired.
I felt
We'll
like
talk
he
about it
was
later."
animated. You know what I mean?
No.
I love you. I love you. I care about you. We're gonna work through this. All that stuff. And she did the same thing until she realized she couldn't continue the facade, and he was willing to continue it. So you think he is completely genuine
100%.
in his personality
100%. And I'm going to explain something because I'm willing to admit I made a mistake. I judged Ben way too early. If you guys watched our reviews, I said this guy, and he probably watched the previous seasons and knows how to avoid to be a villain. But my stereotypical assumption about boys like him, you know, pretty boys, lives in his own bubble, you know, privilege. I completely judged the guy when he simply was just a guy that, you know, lived the way he lived. And yeah, there's certain things he doesn't know about social cues and social life. Has his own community. Yeah. But that's okay. He was willing to go outside the box. I loved it. Was she willing to go outside her box? Yes. And I don't think that's the case.
But how about the part when he didn't express any emotion at the end?
Like when she said no?
Yeah. Or when he was with his friends.
Listen.
Yeah.
Okay. We all know this, boys and girls, sometimes there's certain people that could be emotionally repressed or reserved or get bottled up whenever a crazy outcome happens or something happens, right? So for me, it's understandable. You know, not all of us are the same thing. I would have fell on the floor.
And I would bottle up.
Yeah. We have another sibling. She is definitely emotionally reserved. She'd be like,
all right.
So I get it, you know, but for her, Sarah, right after she said no, to walk down the aisle, look at her friends and be like, I'll talk to you at
the back.
It's where it's at.
That's really disrespectful.
Girl,
yeah,
that was...
it comes...
She seemed unfazed completely. Now we're getting into Joey and Monica's day. Listen, my emotions are high on this case, okay?
Yep. Yeah.
The scene starts off with him rolling in with his longboard.
Yeah, it's giving main character syndrome.
From the jump, when I saw that, I was like, it's going to be about him. Just watch and see, okay, guys? He didn't peak in high school. He wants to peak now. And we cut off to a scene where Monica's with her friends. And somebody asked, you know, is he good at reassuring you with his lack of emotion? She said, it's uncomfortable for me to trust in his words rather than seeing his emotions. And then one of her friends brought up, how is your emotions right now? Is it high or low? And she's like, baby, my emotion is low. And I get it. There's certain people that tend to avoid having high expectations in the event that if they are let down, the fall is less. And she's an optimistic girl.
And I get that.
I'm like, no, you shouldn't feel that way. But if you guys have been paying attention, like I've been paying attention on episode 10, 11, 12, and all of that, Joey has this type of way he would say things, basically giving you a hint how he was gonna say no. He said this: though I'm an analytical person, I am also a person very touched with my emotions, and when I get up there at the altar, it's going to be purely out of emotions. If I'm feeling that it's the right thing for me to say yes, then I'll say yes. If it's not, then I'm gonna say no. What kind of person say that?
Like you said, 10, 11, whatever, 12. He made up his mind. He wasn't feeling her. That's why he wasn't giving her the same energy that she was giving him. Okay? She was positive. She was into him. You clearly see that she was in love with this guy. And I don't know what kind of woman could tolerate him even.
Notice this. His behavior at the beginning, she completely boosted his confidence, because when he first got with her, he was like, oh my God, like I struck gold. This is perfect. And then she fell in love with him from the beginning. And then over time, she boosted his confidence,
calling him Tarzan,
gave him reassurance, gave him everything that now he has. And now he's like, okay, I got a good thing going on. Now I don't need you. Even though your mom did hint it to us that you had a hard time getting women.
Yeah, you can't get women. I don't know what woman wants to be a guy with OCD, no offense, you guys, and also with a flannel shirt, okay, Hawaiian shirt, and with a longboard.
He thinks he's hot. Even like during the wedding time, right?
And your hair is not it.
Even during the wedding time, his friends are playing sports, he's joking. Stop!
They're playing a lot.
And with all of that being said, guys, we did reach to the altar. Joey even had an extra chair there that belongs to his sister. I think the sister passed or something. It was sweet. But the games you're playing, Joey, okay, I feel like he's trying to have his moment, you know what I mean? Like,
so why did you come in the show?
Anyways, did you notice the way he said something? He said, thank you so much for this experience with me. And then she just immediately said,
oh my God.
But anyways, Monica said no. And then he was like, whoosh, because I was going to say no. And he made an admission to let us all know that he was going to say no. A mess. Joey, you're my villain in this book. It was Dave. It's Joey for me.
He is not my villain, okay? But the thing that I did not like about Joey is at the end, when he gaslit her, okay? And he started talking about her sister.
Yeah.
And
she gave me her blessings, but she wasn't supporting. Like, what do you mean? Blessing is supporting. Get out of here.
And also he says that, you know, that was the first time I heard her say, I love you.
Cap.
Sweetheart, I don't think you ever said to her, I love you too.
And then he brought up other things too. Like he tried to slay the last comment, like, oh, besides the sexual chemistry and all that stuff. It was other factors, by the way.
So there you go. So say that in the beginning you weren't physically attracted to this woman. Period.
Or just say like she's just your confidence and now you're seeking other.
Oh my God, Joey.
But for her, she was so honest at the end, guys. She
My
was
heart.
like, she said, I was in it. I was going to say yes. I did see a future with this guy. He never gave me reassurance. Everything Monica said, I was like, I get it, friend. Shh, don't say anything. I get it. And don't look at your sister, okay? Just go home. Take a vacation. Don't talk to nobody. Yeah. So now we're getting into Virginia and Devon's day. Now, Devon's family, they're all there. They're all present. They're super happy for him. They're all wearing Republican red ties.
Yeah,
I was dying when you say that.
Yeah.
And then I can see how Devon's niece reacts with him. Very good relationship, so you can see what kind of guy he is.
Or what kind of father he's going to be.
Well,
Two mothers had the same color dress.
He seemed very into marrying Virginia. When you go onto Virginia's side, her family is there. Her dad showed up. Her stepmom was there as well.
Yeah.
They all seem like they're very calm about the day. I feel like Virginia was very hesitant about something. Something was bothering her.
She seems really sad.
She seems all up in her mind. But for me and for you, I think you already know this too. We kind of know the decision was already made.
Yeah.
And so we go to the altar scene and you see Virginia's aunt is the one who's the officiant.
Yes.
Come on now. And she reads the ceremonial script and then she asked Devon, do you take Virginia to be your wife? And he said the most beautiful line, guys. He said, I've been waiting all my life to find somebody like you. It was perfect. It was perfect. It seems like he's ready for marriage. And then he said, yes. And when it came time for Virginia, she said no. Everybody was shocked.
Yeah.
I wasn't shocked, but I cried because I felt sorry for Devon.
Now, do you think, like, 'cause I thought Ben was going to be that emotional.
No, and like I said earlier, not all guys are the same and not all girls are the same. Some people are reserved, some people get bottled up. We're different, right? Either way, even Virginia's father, you know, him being shocked and all, went and hugged Devon or supported Devon, and he said, listen, I'm disappointed too. Okay,
Yeah.
you're a great guy. Some girl said, oh my God, what's wrong with these girls these days?
I think
and
it
I'm
was
like,
his sister.
who said that?
I think it was his sister.
Not all girls are like Virginia. And right after that, her father went to Virginia and said, hey, listen, you do what you gotta do. And he even hinted to us that she is picky and that he's somewhat surprised that she was getting married or she's at this moment of her life. So that's a lot of hinting of how she is just in her own environment.
Regardless, within this relationship, I felt like, you know, if she did say yes and she did continue, there's a lot of things that she had to teach him, putting her in a mothering role.
Speaking about mothering, she does say that she felt like she was protecting Devon, and whether it's a cultural thing, no. It's not a cultural thing. I feel like it's a person's thing. You are trying to tell us that you were protecting Devon's emotions, like putting his needs first above yours, trying to say yes to him at the altars because that's the right thing to do for Devon. I don't think that's the case. I feel like you said no because you are not ready to get married.
Yeah.
You have some issues that you need to iron out. And she does talk about it. She said we didn't address the sexuality thing.
Or politics
Things. I feel like Devon might have been interested in ironing these issues out. But the way she talks, it's like, yeah, it's not a big deal.
And she
yeah,
just
we're
shuts
so
down.
calm with each other. Yeah, she doesn't get into it.
But even him, he
Even
just
him too.
kind of, you know, put sugar on top of it and just let it, you know.
But then again, I don't know why I feel like sometimes issues men prioritize in their partner is not the same issues women prioritize in the relationship. It's up to you to prioritize those
Like
issues.
this season, it was a lot of things about politics. I felt like she was settling the whole time.
See, that's a valid point too. I can see how anybody could make that argument. And I know sometimes when girls get up there in age, sometimes they do hasty decisions like, oh, I'm going to get married. I don't care if he's younger than me. I don't care if he doesn't have his money in order. I'm going to try. And then later on when they're faced with reality, it's like, oh God, I don't want to do it. I screwed up. This could have been the case for Virginia. And she's going back to her old ways of life. It's like, okay, I think I can get a better guy. Those could be the reason.
Yeah, and she brought up that somebody gave them money and he didn't tell her.
Yeah. What are you trying to say?
What do you want to say, Devon?
No, what are you trying to say?
I'm saying that he's not even transparent. Like, do you want to buy shoes with that money?
Say, and the way I
Listen,
took
that
it,
money was for them both.
okay, can I say something? The way I took it was he was focused on the ceremony, probably excited for the reception. Maybe when they go to the hotel and they settle down, they'll talk about who showed up. These are the gifts. What did you expect them to do? Run with the envelope to her room while she's putting on the right dress and give it to her?
No, but probably before that. Yeah, probably before that. Probably when he received the money and he said to her, hey, babe, my Aunt Julie gave us some money. Probably that.
Oh,
Transparency.
please. She's putting on a white dress.
I'm not saying that she should take the money, but
Listen,
At least he
there's a
informed
time,
her.
There's a time and place for everything. Let them get married first. Let them enjoy the ceremony. Then talk about miscellaneous stuff like gifts. Come on now. Anyways.
Okay. So after that, we have Daniel and Taylor. And what can I say about these two lovely couples? We see their journey throughout this whole experiment. They had their trials and tribulations. And after we saw them falling in love, and they definitely say, I do at the end. So I'm happy for them. I haven't seen a couple falling in love so badly. So I'm glad that they got together. And I think that's the end of our review.
So Love is Blind Season 8, the reunion. I know it's going to be hot, but I want to make this clear right now. Ladies like Sarah and Virginia, I know you're going to bring a lot of smoke. Just know that's going to be information you found out after you said no. Okay? So
Yeah.
don't. I can
How about
only...
Madison? She's still in the game.
And we're going to hear what Madison has to say. Just know I only have access to what was said during the season, okay? Not after the season.
Yeah.
I'm going to recalculate and recalibrate with you guys later.
You guys, at this point, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and bye now.